Hey everyone, VortexTCG here, and today I'm going to be showcasing you the first game of Locals featuring Blue Flare, and my opponent on the right will be playing something that I don't think has been featured that much. It's the 4 Dragons, and if you're looking forward to this video, please do like and subscribe to the channel. It does mean a lot. We're growing pretty rapidly, and there's some pretty cool content coming up, which hopefully I'll be able to showcase to you relatively soon. Anyways, we're gonna get into this game. I get a pretty good start with the Blazing Memory Boost, and my opponent has to play, I believe this is the Gatomon, which allows him to search, I think, and then he goes into the Aero Vidramon to then play Trials of the 4 Dragons, which is obviously a really good start for my opponent. And it's pretty much all you need really in this deck. So I swing at Security with Gauss, it dies, and I'm able to play a level 4. I play the Greymon here, and allows me to look at the top 4, allows me to add 2 Blue Flare cards, which is, I believe, the Decamon here, and I think it was something else. I can't remember what the other card was. I then Digicross for cost of 3, going into the Metal Greymon, and I get to, I believe, stun the Aero Vidramon now because it has less sources or equal sources to me. I then played the Blazing Memory Boost, and then I go into the Decamon. The reason why I go into this is because I know in Trials of the 4 Dragons, there's I believe Megidramon allows you to delete a level 5 or a level 6, depending if it's played by trial. So I want to protect my stack here, and if he has like Digivolution or something like that, Digivolve, I want to protect that as well. So, because I'm not too familiar with the 4 Dragons, I just know some of them are essentially, and he got a little bit confused here with the Trial of the 4 Dragons, and there's the Megidramon. He thought that every turn he gets an additional draw because it says main draw 1, but obviously that's not the case. That's only if you play the card from hand. He swings into the, I believe, the Deca, I believe, but I don't think that should have happened. I think what happened is he tried to delete the Deca, it goes into this the Metal Grey, and then Metal Grey dies. So, sorry, I'm a bit confused on that one. Then he goes to Goldramon here, which has a pretty decent effect. I believe it's the one that allows you to OTK, if I'm correct. It allows you to return all the others to go into a pretty big swing turn. So, but he's not going to swing with it. He ends up just going into another Vidramon. And yeah, I actually like not Blue Flare. I do like Blue Flare, but I do like the trial, of the 4 Dragons. Sorry, I cannot speak apparently. The concept of it, because I think it's something that hasn't, like when you see like unique decks like Bagra Army, it's usually placed around a Tamer, but this one's based around an option card, which is pretty cool. So I swing into the Security and hit a Megi, so it's not great here. And yeah, I then get to play the Blazing Memory Boost here to play the Kiriha. And so my opponent's got a pretty good turn here. I'm not too sure why I didn't swing with the Gaussmon here. Maybe it's because the guy has blocker, but I think I need to get the advantage at this point. So he swings into the Decamon, no effect from that obviously, and leaves me at 4 Security. And my opponent's really got to answer, I guess, prepare for the board, but he only plays another Vidramon, so I don't think he's fully prepared for a massive swing turn, I don't think. So the I believe the dragon's not supposed to. I think the dragon's supposed to go at the end of my turn, not the end of his turn. I think that was a mistake that we made throughout this game. So I'm not finding most of my pieces, so I go into a Deca here to draw 3 and or draw 4 and then draw an additional from the Draco because yeah, I think I need it. So he goes into the gold and he swings and he goes to do minus 6k, I believe. So he swings into Security, hits a Gaussmon, swings again, it dies due to the Cyber Launcher, and then I think he's considering with the other Vidramon, but he might go into an Aero to potentially play out 4 dragons, and he does. but he doesn't have it, unfortunately. So, pass of the turn to me, I go to a Doki, I swing at security with the Gaussmon. Probably should have done that a couple turns ago at this point, but my bad. I then go into a Greymon for the Gaussmon effect, allows me to reveal top 4. Allows me to add the male bird, and I believe another Gaussmon here, and I get to draw an additional card because I played one. And then I go into Metal Grey to play the sources from underneath the Tamer, and then I swing into security and draw a card, swing again, and then swing for game. So then we get into game 2, and my opponent gets to start off with the Patamon and then goes into the yellow memory boost. I believe going to add the... Well, he's only got 2 targets here, so he goes for the Agumon here and passes the turn. And so I go into a Dracomon and play a Blazing here. Don't hit the Tamer, unfortunately, so I add a couple cards. I add the Blazing instead of, I believe it was the Decomon here, because I think I'm going to need to cycle through a lot of cards this game, because I think this is one of the problems with Blue Flare, is that it has so many good pieces, but unfortunately sometimes it has a little bit of a bricky brick. So I go into the Dracomon here, and then I just play another Blazing Memory Boost to reveal. And I get the Tamer here, so feeling a lot more better now for sure. And I get to add multiple cards to the hand. So I've got a lot of memory to play with on the following turn for sure. He promotes the Patamon here, and he's got quite a bit of memory to play with, frees quite a lot. But he swings with the Patamon and deleting, I believe, the Draco. Swings into a Deca, so not great for my opponent here. But, you know, is what it is. He uses the yellow memory boost to hard play an Aero Vidramon, so I think it's quite clear that my opponent is bricking quite heavily here, which is obviously unfortunate. You don't want that to happen, obviously. So I add 2 blue flare in traits with the Greymon here, go into the Gaussmon in Raising, and I think we're both having a bit of a slow start to the game. I pop the other memory boost to then play the Trio Tamer, putting him on 1 because he's got more security than me, so we take those. He goes into the Agumon in Raisin, swings with the Aero Vidramon and hits a Vmon. I really like this Vmon in this deck actually, because it provides a lot of, at least some sort of aggression early game. And my opponent passes here 2-3, so not great situation for him. I use the Trio Tamer to put a male bird underneath to draw 1 and gain 1 memory. Swing with the Gaussmon, draw a card, dice the Patter, so I get to play a guy. I play a Greymon here, add, I believe this is one of the cards I was looking for, the Metal Grey, and then also add, can't remember what the other card was, my bad. So I swung with the other Greymon, hits the Trials, I believe, and I go into another Greymon here, just because I think I'm able to essentially search through my deck for a lot of pieces, and I'm able to choke my opponent down because of the 1, and he's not going to get 2 because we're on the same security. So it works out pretty well for us, I cannot lie. I'm just going to use the Trial to bring out I believe this is the one that stops security attack. So essentially I can't swing for a turn because I believe it's like a lingering effect. I believe it is. I can't remember. Let me know if it is in the... let me know what it is in the future. And here we're just having a little bit of a discussion about the Viximon, because the Viximon is a very interesting card. It allows you to draw a card when you use an option that costs 2 or more. So when he uses the Trial, does that count as use? I think we came to the conclusion that it doesn't, but throughout this game I think we just continue on with the game as he's got the draw. I think we know now that obviously it doesn't allow you to do that essentially, but I think at the time we were just like, the Viximon allows you to draw a card if you use the delay effect. It made sense, but also didn't make sense because using usually means you use it from your hand. But either way, we get back into the game, get to stun everything with the Metal Grey, I swing into the arrow just to make sure he doesn't get a guy. Plus, I've got security attack -1, so can't really do anything about that. I then go to the decker to pass the turn, stunning again. So the trial goes now. We've figured that out. It's at the end of my turn instead of at the end of his turn. And he plays another trial. So he goes into another Viximon here, and he goes into the Vidramon, allows him to search some cards, and then he is able to potentially go to level 5 here. Really depends on what his hand's like. He has quite a lot of cards in hand as is, so he decides to go for the trial, goes for another security attack -1, so not great. We're still considering here that when he uses the card, he draws a card. So from Viximon anyway. So we know it's wrong at this point, I think. But or maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm not wrong. Or maybe I am wrong. I don't know. it's confusing. So he goes with the Arrow Vidramon to end the turn. I promote, put one underneath the Trio Tamer, draw a card, and gain a memory. And at this point, it's just making sure that I stay alive for the turn. And I'm able to do that because I can stun, obviously, which is obviously really good. So I swing into the security. It does nothing because it has security attack -1, but I also get to stun a stack, which is obviously very important. And unsuspend because it's 2 or more. I then go Decker to draw 3 and then draw 1 from the Dracomon effect. So yeah, at this point I've got obviously a really big board. He needs to essentially wipe the board, otherwise he's not going to be able to do anything. Just not really anything at all. So hopefully he doesn't have an answer for anything. He goes to the Megidramon, decides to delete the Decker, but obviously it has Armor Purge, so it doesn't get deleted. And then he swings at security, hits the Cyber Launcher, and then deletes. It says yellow. He was thinking if he swung with the Megidramon, do I also get the -1k? But he doesn't because it specifically says yellow Digimon instead of purple. So read your cards. I can't do that sometimes, apparently. So he then goes into I believe this is a Gatomon, allows him to search some cards. And at this point I should have game, have way more enough bodies on board. Swing, unsuspend, stunning the arrow, swing again, it dies, so I get to save, swing again, and swing for game.